NASCAR found the evidence. NASCAR looked at the radio transmissions, NASCAR looked at the SMT data, and NASCAR still didn't throw a flag. Sunday at Chicagoland, the eero 400, Shane Van Gisbergen wrecks Austin Hill early in the race. Hill's car is done, mangled, out of the race. But before that car goes to the garage, Hill does one more thing. Under caution, he turns into SVG's number 97 Chevy, door to door. On purpose. 2 incidents, 1 race, 0 penalties. And fans are asking the only question that matters right now, why? Here's why this one won't go away. NASCAR has already shown fans what an intentional wreck costs a driver. Ryan Preece paid that price. $50,000. 25 points? Gone. So when 2 more drivers collide under similar circumstances and nothing happens, fans don't see a judgment call. They see a double standard. That's the fire this story is walking into. Let's start with what actually happened on the racetrack. Early in Sunday's race at Chicagoland, Van Gisbergen makes contact with Hill. Hill wrecks, hard enough to end his day. Richard Childress, Hill's team owner, isn't happy. Hill isn't happy either. Hill's car is wrecked beyond repair, he has to park it, but he's not done yet. Under caution, with his own race already over, Hill turns his mangled car into Van Gisbergen's. Door to door. NASCAR reporter Stephen Taranto later described it plainly, Hill dooring SVG under yellow in retaliation. 2 hits. 1 race. NASCAR reviews both. The sanctioning body decides no penalty, not for Van Gisbergen, not for Hill. Now here's where it gets complicated. According to Taranto, NASCAR didn't treat Hill's retaliation as a gray area. He reported that officials viewed it as an emotional response in the moment. Taranto even relayed a comment attributed to Elton Sawyer. I would have done the same thing 30 years ago when I was a driver. An emotional response. That's the explanation for Hill. But Van Gisbergen's wreck on Hill wasn't waved off as unclear either. Taranto reported that NASCAR reviewed SMT data and radio transmissions and found evidence that the wreck was intentional. Read that again. NASCAR's own review reportedly found intent. And still, no fine, no points docked, no suspension. Compare that to Ryan Preece. Preece intentionally wrecked Ty Gibbs at Texas Motor Speedway. NASCAR fined him $50,000, docked him 25 points. What made that one different? A radio transmission. Before Preece made contact, he was heard criticizing Gibbs for driving erratically. That message became the evidence. The smoking gun, as it's been described. So picture it from a fan seat. One driver gets caught on radio before contact and pays 50 grand. Another driver gets flagged by SMT data and radio transmissions after contact and pays nothing. Same sport, same sanctioning body, same season. Different outcome. That's the gap fans are pointing to when they call this a double standard. But not everyone sees it that way. Dale Earnhardt Jr weighed in on his show, Dale Jr. Download, and he backed NASCAR's call. His argument isn't about what the data showed, it's about what NASCAR is willing to act on without a driver's own words confirming it. For whatever reason, and I'm sure there's a good one, NASCAR won't assume, Earnhardt Jr. said. NASCAR will only act when they've got factual evidence or an admittance of guilt. That's a veteran of the sport, someone who sat in that garage saying this isn't as simple as fans want it to be. And Van Gisbergen himself hasn't dodged the moment. He maintained he didn't mean to take out Hill. He apologized to the team. No defiance, no excuse, just an apology and no penalty to go with it. So where does that leave things? NASCAR reviewed 2 incidents in the same race. One driver retaliated in anger under caution and it was called an emotional reaction. The other driver was reportedly flagged by the sanctioning body's own data as intentional. Neither one got a penalty. Ryan Preece, facing what's been described as a similar circumstance, did. That's the moment fans keep coming back to, not the wreck itself. The inconsistency in how 2 comparable incidents were handled weeks apart by the same governing body. Dale Earnhardt Jr. says NASCAR needs proof beyond doubt before it acts. Fans are asking, didn't they say they had it? Here's the takeaway. NASCAR had a clear standard on the books after Preece. This weekend, that standard didn't hold the same way for Van Gisbergen or Hill. Here's the angle most fans haven't sat with yet. This isn't really a story about Shane Van Gisbergen. It's a story about whether NASCAR's rulebook means the same thing every single week for every single driver, no matter who's behind the wheel. So here's the question worth asking. Is this NASCAR protecting the integrity of a judgment call, or is this the moment fans stop trusting that the same rule applies to everybody? If you want to see how NASCAR responds the next time this exact situation comes up, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because this story isn't over. It's just waiting for the next incident to test it.